What's going on, guys? Lightsaber Man here in the house. And not a DC movie. We're going to be talking about the newest installment for the X-Men franchise, Logan. Or should I say the newest Wolverine movie. This is why I said the movie Logan, or the new Wolverine movie, should be rated R. This is exactly why. Because of the stuff in this movie. And I did a review on that a long time ago entitled Why I Think the New Wolverine Movie Should Be Rated R. And I gave my whole thoughts and views on why I thought the movie should be rated R. And what we got, a rated R Wolverine movie entitled Logan. This movie right here is the reason why I said it should be rated R, because of the stuff he's doing in this movie. Your stuff that Wolverine needs to be doing, the stuff you see him do in the comic books, blood, more blood, push the rated R to the limits with the blood, cussing, a little bit of nudity. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. I want you guys to go into this movie just like I want you to go into every movie with great expectations and not really knowing anything except for what you've seen from the trailers. Even my wife liked this. I love you, honey. Everybody said this movie was the Dark Knight of the X-Men franchise, or the Wolverine. I kind of disagree, because the Dark Knight was basically a do-over. Joel Schumacher butchered the last Batman movie. It was time for a do-over. And we got a fresh start with Christopher Nolan's version of Batman. Took it to a whole nother level. Everybody loved it. And it was good. It was cool. The new Logan movie, it's kind of a continuation of what already existed. I see it as this is just the last, installment of what we've gotten in the past. That's the way I look at this. But my personal opinion, my favorite scene in the movie. I can't spoil this too much for you guys. I can't spoil it at all. I don't want to say anything about this movie, but my favorite scene in this movie was the casino scene where they're in Vegas, and I will say this, Professor Xavier is kind of like having these attacks, and these attacks cause him to send out his mutant power that kills every mutant and every person, or causes them to freeze, and then the loud ringing and everything, and all that stuff is vibrating, and it causes everything to die. Like I said, I don't want to ruin things for you. I'm going to keep it as clean as I possibly can and tell you what my favorite scene was. Continuing on, part of it in the trailer where Logan is in the hallway and he's got his claws out and everything is like shaking and stuff. I thought it was just him just raging out. No, you find out what the hell is going on. It's like they take the X-Men, or they take comic book characters out of the fantasy world to where they've got to save the whole world and everything. It's almost like they take them out of that element, and this movie puts them into reality. This is what would really happen. Instead of saving the whole world and having it be on this great grand scale, let's have it narrowed down to where we're just saving our own asses. Trying to save your own ass, that's hard enough. So you can't imagine saving the entire world. Way far-fetched right now. As far as this movie goes, you're not saving no. I wonder why Professor Xavier just can't have like a normal attack. It's just like something just normal happened to him, something that doesn't involve any kind of mutant powers or anything. I'm having a seizure, Logan, help me. I gotta talk about X-23. This kid was awesome in this movie. Just every time they showed her, and every time she raged out, it was just cut, slice, cut. I was like, oh my God, this chick is bad. 11-year-old doing all this stuff, man. I was more interested in seeing her than Wolverine. Chick is crazy. All her moves and stuff like that from the comic books. They even had the foot blades and everything. They even had that in this. I thought they were just going to leave that out and skip that part. Like, well, we don't need to have her foot blades and everything else. Screw it. We won't put it in there. They got it in there. It's hard to talk about this without mentioning a little key thing. Please go see this as soon as you can. You will not be wasting your money. I promise you that. This is a movie worth going to see in theaters. The villain in this movie was, I don't know. The way I feel about the villain in this movie, well, actually, there were two main antagonists. First one is involved in the Weapon X program. Not gonna say who it is. Second person that I thought was kind of a cookie cutter cutout villain. That's kind of been done before. I feel like because they had an X-24 in this movie. They were calling it the whole thing with we're going to take all the mutant DNA and we're going to take everything that we have on different mutants and combine them and put them into one perfect body or one being and just have that one mutant that we can control. Mind control. Where have we seen that before, people? Yeah, exactly right. So I feel like it's been done before. I feel like we didn't need to go that route. I mean, with all the superpowered villains that X-Men have, and I know this is being grounded more in reality, but with all the villains that the X-Men have, all the people that they have fought, they could have easily squeezed a disposable villain in this movie, just as any other. Picked anybody, and this, I thought, was a perfect opportunity to have Omega Red. Also a mutant that was tested on, just the same as Wolverine was. And he's got antimanium too, but he has antimanium tentacles. Huge missed opportunity in that, and as far as that goes. Could have had Omega Red in there, or some other X-Men villain. You didn't have to have this essentially another robot with it. Don't do that. Other than that, I didn't have any problem with the movie. Like I said, it takes the superheroes and puts them into reality. Kind of like The Watchmen did. But this is on a smaller scale and more heartbreaking. By the end of the movie, my wife caught something that I didn't even catch. My wife, who does not like comic book movies, caught something in this that even I missed. Like I said, you got to see it when you go to the movies. She caught it and I didn't. I think she's secretly a nerd. So anyway, it's time to rate this movie. As a matter of fact, I haven't rated a movie in a while. I don't even think I rated John Wick 2. My rating for this movie, I'm going to give it 9 out of 10 starships. If it hadn't been for that wasted potential with the villain, then I would have gave this movie a 10 out of 10 starships. But because of that, it just took it down one number. No complaints as far as that villain goes. He could have had Omega Red. Oh, God. Don't forget to check out my Facebook page, Escape Reality Arts. I will be posting more artwork on Facebook and Instagram here pretty soon. I just finished a piece that will be up here shortly, I hope. Most of, if not all of my drawings scanned now, so they'll look really nice and crisp for the Escape Reality Art webpage and my Instagram photo. So, if you'd like, share. Lightsaber Man, out.